All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. So we got a couple of things I want to touch on today. I'm actually doing this video during market hours, but I already made my plays for the day. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Nvidia, which is actually soaring today. As you can see on the screen from this article from MT Newswire, it says UBS raises price target on Nvidia to 1100 from 800 and keeps a buy rating. If you scroll down here, it's real short. It just says Nvidia has an average rating of buy and price targets ranging from 608.40 to 1400 according to analysts polled by Capital IQ. So it's not just UPS, it's a bunch of different analysts that they actually polled, which believe that the stock can actually reach 1400. And if you guys go ahead and take a look at Nvidia today, it is soaring. The high today, it was 946.25. So it's getting back to where it was before. I had it up on the channel, and at one point it had touched my channel. It was, I believe it was like 964. So it looks like it's heading there, and right now when we take a look at it on the chart, it's actually at the bottom of the channel. So let's go ahead and pull that up now and I'll show you guys. All right, so here we got the channel right now. All right, so this is the channel that I had set up. So as you guys can see here, it touched at this point, right? 700 came down, and this is the daily. Touches here at 682, comes back up again, almost touches the channel, comes back down to like the average, goes back up, touches, and then drops down, makes another touch, consolidated a little bit, and this is where we're at today. So as you can see, if we follow this up and we look on the right, it's heading in the 1000 plus direction. The line touches here at 1079. So we don't know when it's going to get there. Just remember that each candle here represents a day, but it's moving pretty fast. And then you also have to remember that it just concluded that little conference thing that it had. So momentum is really going on that. All right, so let's take a look at this other article that we have here. It says Nvidia poised for a solid growth in fiscal 2026. And this is what UBS says. And UBS, as you guys know, is one of the top analysts, okay? All right, so it says Nvidia is expected to see solid growth in its fiscal 2026, aided by new product launches, including the Blackwell computing platform, UBS Securities said in a note emailed on Friday. So this email came out today, fresh, during market hours, and the stock just started rocketing. All right, the firm increases fiscal 2026 non-GAAP earnings outlook for the chip giant to 34.12 per share from 31.49 previously, and its revenue estimated to be 146.87 billion from 135.22 billion. So that's a huge difference. Following the Blackwell launch and having attended several sessions at GTC, which is the conference that they had, we believe Nvidia sits on the cusp of an entirely new wave of demand from global enterprise and sovereigns, with each sovereign potentially as big as large as the US cloud customer. UBS analysts, including Timothy Akuri, said in the note. The firm raised its price target on Nvidia stock to 1100 from 800 with a buy rating. So also has a buy rating. You know, this is just crazy. The company shares were up 1.8% in recent trading. And that was at the time of this article. But if we look at it now, Nvidia is actually up 3% today, as we could see. So it's really soaring. So that's it for Nvidia, guys. Let's move on to that QQQ gap story. Crazy. All right, so let's talk about exactly what led up to that huge gap with QQQ, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys the charts. So this is the prerequisite. or what transpired before the gap started. Um, so we have Apple here, right? For the third time, they're getting an antitrust lawsuit within 14 years. It says Apple's antitrust lawsuit could spark alternative phone demand, says ex-GOP presidential candidate, maybe the next generation of Steve Jobs. I don't know about all of that. Apple has a cult following. Yes, I'm not a big fan of Apple. I do invest in them, but I'm not a big fan of the company. They're a one-trick pony. However, that one trick that they do it extremely well. It's like Tesla. There's 50 million other EV companies. A lot of them are going under, but none of them are Tesla. People don't buy an EV, they buy a Tesla. It's a big difference. If Tesla were to make a gas car tomorrow, they'd probably still buy that car. It's something about the brand, the way they lock in consumers, and Apple kind of has the same concept. So we scroll down here in the article, and it says Apple is facing a new lawsuit from the U.S. Department of Justice, or DOJ, and this development could potentially lead to a surge in consumer demand for alternative smartphones, according to entrepreneur and former presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy. Like I said, I don't know about that, but that was pretty much what happened with Apple. Um, and that transpired over to the other indices, which is QQQ and SPY. You guys know I like trading QQQ, so let's hop into the chart and take a look at QQQ right now. And we are on the minute time chart. All right, so if you look here, this was on Thursday, right? So going up, going up, going up, boom. We had a massive gap here, right? This was Thursday. We had a massive gap. So from here to here, there are no candles. Massive, massive, massive gap, right? This was on Thursday at like around, what is this? Like 1. So it just shot up. And then you notice it hit the ceiling, hits it here, comes back down, and it pretty much kind of stays within this channel. Then it drops lower here. And if we scroll over, you see it just consolidates, and then it just starts to go down and down and down and down and down and down, and it just keeps going down. The reason I'm showing you that, guys, whenever you see a large gap up, expect that gap to be filled coming back down at some point. The fact that it kept hitting the ceiling somewhere around there, I decided to play puts, and it became very lucrative for me. But right now, price that the gap was created at was 443. Right now the stock is around 447 today. I really try not to do any kind of day trades on a Friday, but what I'll do is I'll set up swings for the following week if I find anything that's set up really nice. But as you can see, just a whole nother level of dip on QQQ, and that was essentially because of what happened with Apple. Apple, in a bid to try and release some good news today, came out with some information, say now they're actually looking to get back into the EV space, and they're potentially looking to work with Tesla's rival, which is BYD. So, it kind of gave the stock a little bit of a boost today, but we'll see how that fares in the long run. All right, they already pulled us and jerk our legs with the Apple EV car, and it never came to fruition. So I'm not very hopeful on this, but we'll see. All right, and before we go, let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 big earnings that they had on Thursday after hours. So we had Nike reporting, we had Lululemon, and we had FedEx. Nike, like I told you guys before, I'm not a fan of the stock. The numbers were horrible. You could see here. It's down 5%. If we look at Nike leading up to earnings, this was the 20th going up. And then it had that big spike somewhere around 1 p.m. gets down to 4 p.m. and it just shoots up, right? $103.90. Not so fast. Because when the earnings came out at 6, it just fell off a cliff. It, it jumped out the window. Like I said, it was taking the stairs going up, got to the 10th floor, and just dived out the window. Boom. $10 drop. 93.88 right now. Just slides. Bad numbers. All right. Let's hop to the next one. Lulu, same thing. I guess, maybe it's not trending anymore. I don't know. But same thing. Steady 460s, 460s, 460s. Started to get up 470s. Woo, going. This was yesterday, 1 o'clock. Maintaining 470. When is this? Maintaining 478. Look at that. Wow. Goes here. Touches 478.99 at 4 p.m. And if you stayed in, out the window. Look at that. 430. What is that? What is that? Like a $50 drop? Boom. Fell off. Right? Then it comes down here. 8 p.m. Just keeps going down, down, down. So it jumped out the window, hit the side of the cliff, and rolled to the edge of the cliff, and then just went all the way down to 389. That's a massive drop. So Lulu, again, bad numbers. You're out of there. Let's go to the next one. And then we have FedEx. So FedEx was around 255, going. We get to yesterday, right? And at around, what is this, like 3 p.m., it started to take flight. Hits 264 at 4 p.m. and then earnings comes out. Boom! 5 o'clock, 297. Massive run up. So if you stayed in, let's see, boom. But people started to take profits today. So it came down a little bit. But even if you stayed in until open today, you still made a nice little change. So out of the 3 companies that reported on Thursday after close, only FedEx bear fruit. This is why I always tell you guys, me personally, I stay away from earnings. I'll play the earnings leading up to it and scalp that way, or make something off the top that way. Or if it has really good momentum the next day, let's say the numbers are phenomenal and I could catch it at open, I'll play the run up. But buying and holding, you're taking a huge gamble. You see that? If you would gamble in all 3 stocks, you'd only hit on one. Crazy. Now some people say, oh, you can hedge. You better know what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. All right. But that's it for the video today, guys. Hope you guys found this information useful. If you did, do not forget to go ahead and smash that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you like videos like this. I make new videos every week. I'm doing at least 3 videos a week. All right. Also check out my reels on Instagram. Thanks again for watching the video. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.